And one of the things that has kind of been perplexing to me are the comparisons to Munich and everything else that we see being thrown around with impunity. Kind of touching off the Godwin's law. Antennas.
Yes, I've been upset about that too. But the obvious weighty precedent in people's minds is Iraq.
Right.
If we're going to say, can we at least finish our existing wars before we start a new one? We had 10 years in Iraq. We've now 12 years in Afghanistan. And by the way, at this particular moment, after 5 years of the Obama administration, we have more troops in Afghanistan than we did the day he was sworn in. And it just goes on and on and on. We spend more money on our so-called defense than the next 43 countries combined. We spend 5 times more than China, with a population that's 4 times larger than ours. We spend 10 times more than Russia, which historically is our only real threat. And you scratch your head and you say, well, have we now reached the point where people think that just because we're spending all this money, we have to have something to show for it, so we're just going to go and bomb someone?
Right.
This is way.
What good are shiny new military toys if you can't use them, Congressman?
What's that?
What good are shiny new military toys if you can't use them?
Well, I mean, as I said a week ago, the only people who really want this are the military-industrial complex. The maker of the missiles that would be used in this attack, Raytheon, their stock has gone up 20% in 2 months.
Gee, I wonder why. So what do you think comes next in this discussion?
There'll be a Senate vote if there's no filibuster, and then I guess there'll be a House vote. But the president, I can't picture how the president's going to come up with 217 members of the House to vote for this when 174 have already said they won't, and only 19 have said they will. I mean, on projecting those numbers out, it's going to be a resounding defeat for warmongering, and it's going to be a resounding defeat for the military-industrial complex.
Well, and, it's interesting to me that the Congress is actually going to be having a vote on something that the president has asked for a vote on. When the president fails in his effort to get approval here, do you think that folks should shift their focus to the other things that have been languishing in Congress that deserve a vote? Jobs and food and everything else?
That's the worst thing of all. We're 3 weeks away from a government shutdown. We're 5 weeks away from the government running out of money when the debt limit is reached. And we're wasting enormous amounts of time
and money
debating whether to have a humanitarian war, whatever that is. And let's drop some humanitarian bombs and launch some humanitarian missiles. It is such a gross travesty of the public's trust in that elected officials will pay attention to the things that are important to them.